Hey, welcome back to Sharon from Vivid Days. I hope the lighting is going to be good enough for you this evening. I am chasing the sun. I have got my board ready. Still a little bit tacky, made a little indent there, but it's fine. It's going to get covered up. I am working with Masterclass 1+1. I'll be mixing up 450 mils and I will be using the following. Easy Composite, which is the Burnt Sienna. It is a translucent pigment. I am going to be using SFXC, which is a peacock green pearl pigment. I'm trialling for the first time Super Paint, which is a pigment powder and it's a gold. And my Pearl X, I've just run out of my Super Copper, so I'll have to order some more of that. One of my favourite ones is that beautiful warm earthy tone. Antique Copper, that'll help give me the earthy tones. Super Russet, that'll bring that warmth. And Super Bronze, that'll tie in my browns. So I will start mixing my resin and I'll see you on the other side. Don't forget to wear your face mask and your gloves if you're using resin, but especially the mask for the pigment powders. Hi, so I've just mixed my resin and I've literally just applied it and starting to making sure I've got enough to cover the board. I probably have to make some more for my pigment, but I wanted to just see how I went with this first. I'll have to get my heat gun to blow out the bubbles, but just making sure I've got full coverage to start with. So I will fast forward this bit so I won't bore you with watching me sort out this clear resin. Just leave that to settle and mix up my powders and then I'll be back with you. Okay, pigments are mixed up. I'll give them a quick shake again before I go, but I'm just going to blow torch. Still sounds like a frame thrower. Alright, I can take my mask off because my particles are all mixed, and I'm just going to check that I have resin in all areas. Looking good, looking good. So I'm going to start with my Easy Composite Burnt Umber. And again, I am not trying to replicate the mountains because I highly doubt I'd ever be able to replicate that because the resin did its own stuff. But I'm going for a tranquil feel and the same colours. Blowtorch time. Blend some of these colours together. Going to create some movement by just tilting a little bit. Stop it. Tilt again. Stop it and bring it back. Just changing my gloves so that I'm not contaminating my white too much. So I'm just trying to dilute that colour with the clear. flamethrower every time he gets me. Ooh. So I am just going to watch these edges for a little while. Hey, welcome back to Sharon from Vivid Days. I'm just coming back now to just add a little bit of embellishment. I'm going to add a little bit of gold leaf on here. Not a lot, because the beauty of this gradient resin and the colours speak for itself. It looks like it's almost like a strip of wood, or it is very earthy tones to me, so I connect with earth, specifically over in the beautiful Australia. So I'm thinking of just doing one line down the centre, one at the edge of the borders, and maybe just a couple of little lines just at the opposite end here in the white. But let's see, hopefully I add value and I don't take away from the beauty of this piece. So I've just worked out roughly where the middle is, but it's not quite as centre as I thought, so I'm just going to go with this, and I'm using the ruler just as my guide to help me, because I don't want to really make this wrong. So when I add this, I just need to wait nearly an hour for it to, just need to get that up, go tacky enough for me to then apply the gold leaf. Just want to get rid of that bit now. I mean, it's not going to be perfectly straight, as far as there are going to be, looked a bit rough, but that's the kind of look I'm wanting. But the ruler is just to help me make sure that that line stays fairly true. So turn it around so it's easier for me to work with. Bring it down. When you know it's time to apply the gold, it will almost have disappeared. And then once I've done this, I'll put the gold on. I just want to fix this little imperfection there that's bugging me, but then the rest of this is going to stay clear. And resin it, and then that should be it. Done. Job's a good one. Really, really love this one. Alright, so I'll come back when that's dry and you will see me pop this gold on. It's beautiful. It's a mirror effect gold leaf by Geode. Hi, welcome back to Shine from Vivid Days. My glue has now set, so I'm going to apply my gold leaf, which is Geo Mirror. This is a selection box. I'm just getting out my gold, so once I've done this, if I'm happy that I've got enough on there, I will proceed to do my final coat of resin, which will be a very thin layer, but it will be enough to cover all this. Just face it upwards and give it a nice little rub and it should pull off your resin. Resin, oh my god, gold leaf. Sharon, speak again. Okay, it comes off very subtly as well, which is what I like, because it's not thick. You don't want it overtaking this beautiful resin. I do feel like I want to give another line just down this way. As I see it coming onto the white, I'm really enjoying that. Just flipping it around so it's easier. I just think just seeing a tiny little bit of gold by itself might just add so much value to this. I am just about to do my final piece on this, a very thin layer of resin. What you see me doing is now just slightly sanding the existing resin so that the fresh resin has something to grip for. The reason I'm applying a fresh layer of resin is this acrylic paint that I went over, and the gold, and where I touched up a few little imperfections. I just want it all to level out, so it's just a quick final piece, and this one's done, and really loving it. I'm loving the fact that I've brought these white borders in and I've edged it with gold. And again, to me, I connect with this to Australia and the beautiful earthy tones that's in there, and also the ocean. It just yeah, that's what it sings to me. I really love this. Hope you enjoy it too. Alright, now I've done that, I'm just going to wipe that over with a little damp cloth, just to make sure there's no residual or dust. Get a second one to go over. And then I'm going to mix my resin, which is Mastercast 121. And this one will be put to sleep then for the night, and I'll be able to take some photos for you when it's fully dried. I think I'm going to use my hands for this just because it'll be quicker, and I do need to make sure it's going to stick everywhere. And then I'll come through with the blowtorch to make sure there's no bubbles and put it to sleep. Wow, the resin, once it goes over that acrylic, it just makes it just look so smooth and creamy. Takes it to that, well, obviously high shine. But it definitely complements and finishes the piece beautifully. Okay, so that's looking good. So I'm just going to get my blowtorch, and then I will just babysit just for a little bit until it starts to cure, to make sure that there's going to be no patches of resin. It's not covering where it needs to be. Beautiful. Job's a good one. So that's done. I'll just work my edges a little bit, stay with it for about 15 minutes, which you don't need to see because all I'm doing is going to wipe the drips at the bottom, make sure no bubbles appear, and make sure everything remains covered. So I will bring it in and show you a close-up. Just here to give you a little look at this piece that is officially finished. The only thing I've got to do is sand underneath and get this ready for sale. Super happy about this one. Really love how the white edges really frame this piece. I love the gold embellishment that I've put on there. I fixed up a few little imperfections just down here and added my gold at the edges, so you've got two little borders here. But I really am drawn to this piece, and I connect again with Australia and the beautiful colours that are there. Let me see if I hold it up, if you'll get a better image of it, because there really is so much reflection on this piece. I'm not too sure you can see me. Hello. Get this out of the way. I'm hoping that you might be able to see this a little bit better. Zoom in a little bit. Lots of texture, lots of complementing colours and palettes, and really do love how this has been finished and framed. So if you like my work, thumbs up, subscribe, and comments are always welcome. If you're interested in buying this or any of my art, please contact me. I don't have my Etsy account set up yet, but that is my next big project, as well as getting ready for the edges to be ready for sale. So I'm going to do a video this week showing you how I prep the backs and get them ready. But I hope you've had an amazing Sunday with your family.